If you want it, babe, you can have it, babe, if you want it. Hey guys. Hey guys. Hey. Are you guys here? I'm here. What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. I'll give you guys a second to all get in here. And we are going to do a little bit of chatting once I see at least one person in here. For those of you that are just tuning in, if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe this page and my channel. On the other end, please read the description below. It gives you some information on how to contact me, how to send me stuff, and some topics that we're going to kind of discuss, and maybe any critiques that you want to send my way, and we'll kind of keep this daily stream going. The stream is going to be at different times every day. I'll try to give you guys some notice as much as I know. And also, you'll notice that there's a card on there to donate to Hatch Lab. If you guys would look into that, that'd be amazing. You don't have to donate, but please spread the word. If you donate, that'd be even more amazing. Hatch Lab is a nonprofit that I'm the president of, and we have an amazing board. And what we do is help the community in the arts, workshops, workshops, studio rental, and anything to kind of help and partner with the schools is kind of what we're doing. It's based off of Hatch, which if you guys know me, you know what that is. But you guys can check that out as well. But Hatch Lab Inc., we have a ton of information on it, so please check that out. All right, cool. We got one person in here, so I'm going to kind of do a little bit of editing today, and then we're going to go into a topic that's kind of come up. So I'm going to talk about that around the 10-minute time frame to get some people in here. So in about 8 minutes, that's a topic of the day. So as we get started, you can kind of see what's going down. If you're in the room, say hi. Hey. Hey. Let me just tell a couple people here. If you want it, babe, you can have it. I'm live. Who's hanging with me right now? I got one person. Ooh. Okay, and then we can put this on to the Twits. That's what I call Twitter. I hate that it doesn't update the... That's not the video we're doing today. But whatever. Dang it. No, off. I already did Twitter. I don't know why I clicked that. Cool. All right, we're going to talk about our topic in something minutes. But today is the girls' first day of school. Actually, I think I want to pull this down. Do I have fire sparks in here? Sparks fire. Sparks fire. Sparks fire. Okay. So I'm going to pull this out just because I already did these. So the girls are on school today, 1st, 3rd, and 5th. Pretty exciting. So I took some quick pictures of them this morning. A little bit of high-speed sync, a little bit of strobist style, and I'm going to edit those down. I'm going to edit those down a little bit here. I got 2 cams now, Pat. Dos camaros. That's 2 cameras in Spanish. And then I got, I don't know if, I think you know, but I got the snowball blue that I think you mentioned. I actually just saw it at Best Buy when I was there. I got this cool little mouth filter thing so I don't spit all over it. And then I got another camera right here that I have on my desk so you guys kind of see what's going on and what I'm doing. You know, because people want to see that stuff, right? All right, guys, so again, in 5 minutes, we're going to talk about the topic of the day, and that's what I'm going to try to do every day while I edit, and then we'll do some videos on some critiquing. So far, I have 2 people for critique. Pat's one of them, and then Joseph sent me some stuff through his Flickr. So we'll make sure we do that. So these are a mixture of high-speed sync. Actually, they're all high-speed sync. What that means is that I'm able to trigger my flash and get my shutter power over the minimal shutter power rate, which is on my camera 200, 1/200, 1/200th. So this one I was able to shoot at 1/3200th, which blurs out the background, but I'm able to still put a flash on my subject. It gives it kind of a cool, neat, like, how'd you do that effect? Because everybody's still kind of learning about it now. You know, except for us that learned it already. Oh, this turns to me, cool. All right, Pat, since you're my homie watching, let me know if you can hear me okay or you can't hear me well or whatever. I'm gonna turn this so I can actually see myself. If you want it, babe, you can have it, babe. If you want it, and stay woke, do 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 do. Sorry. Keep a bunch of these. Let the little midgets do their thing. I'm dying. Pat, I use the Interfit S1 with the trigger for the S1 as well. With the Westcott XL Octabox. For these particularly. I didn't change the settings on anything. I just moved my subjects and then moved the lighting for them just a little bit to keep the same distance. And stay woke, do 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 do. Guys, if you're new to this channel, please read the description, find out how to get a hold of me other than YouTube, and about Hatch Lab and how to send me inquiries and what we're looking for and what to talk about. I do everything via email, just to make my life a little easier. Ooh, look at this sass. And then if you're watching, feel free to tell your friends to watch too. We're going to talk every day at different times every day. And in about 2 minutes, we're going to work on our subject here of what we're actually talking about. All right, I think that's it. So today on the docket, I'm editing these, kind of a last minute thing. And I'm also editing... I'm going to start another wedding today. I'm pretty sure I'm caught up with a lot of my portraits. I didn't really get much in the classroom, but easy peasy. Let's see if we need to go through that again. So again, we're going to hit our X to show me all the rejects. I'm going to select them all. I'm going to get out of the rejects because now they're all selected. And all I have to do now is hit this X button, or I'm sorry, delete button, and it deletes it. And now we're back to those are all gone. So I'm going to go here and just kind of remove the duplicates, even though they're little personal kid edits. We're still going to just keep all the good ones. Or at least the duplicates. With my kids, I tend to keep more than normal just so they have it. Because in like 15 years from now, these are the photos that they're going to be looking at. Do 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 do. Stay woke. Do 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 do. Chubby kid. So you guys kind of tell a difference there. That one the flash didn't go off. This one the flash went off. If you look at her face. All right, we're at 10 minutes now, guys, so we're going to talk about what we're talking about today. Again, thank you for tuning in. If you're here and you didn't hear before, please read the description, find out how to get a hold of me, how to donate to Hatch Lab, and a little bit about me and my page. I think some info on there about me as well. You can book with me or check me at JeramieLu.com. People will figure that out, right? Or visit me at JeramieLu.com. Cool. So today's topic is there's a story I've been following on social media for a while. Actually involves a photographer, and the story goes is she. And I remember this a long time ago, and there was no resolution yet because they were going to go to court, and now they've gone to court, and we've kind of come back to it. So what happened was this photographer booked a couple to shoot their wedding and shot their wedding, and in the contract, they were allowed an album. But the album didn't come with a front cover picture. So imagine an album. My albums are all blank in the front, but her album had an option to add a picture on the front, but in order to do that, in her contract says it's $125. Well, the couple signed the contract. Obviously, whether they saw it or not, it doesn't matter. But when they went to go do that, she invoiced them for $125 to kind of go through that. Well, the couple wasn't happy. Now, the couple themselves are the wife is a blogger, so that already kind of makes me mad. But what happened was they sent the invoice, and after some, I'm sure some emails back and forth, some arguing where the bride's like, nope, we're not paying that. We already paid you like, $6,000 for the wedding. We paid you a whole bunch of money. You can just, not charge us for this extra album cover or whatever. Well, the photographer thought, you know what, they're right, or at least I want to have a little bit of good press with this. So she ended up sending him an email and saying, hey, $125 on me, pick your picture. 2 days later, she sees a couple on the news complaining that the photographer is unreputable, bad, whatever. Ends up getting so bad that the blogger who's on social media, who has a lot of followers, starts pretty much defaming this photographer. So telling everybody that on all social media to not book her, to not hire her, her business is pretty much going to fall and die. And this was from October 2014 till now. So what's happened now? What's happened now is that the couple has lost. The couple has lost. Wedding photographer wins $1 million defamation suit against bride and groom. Which, who freaking raw, right? I love that. Clap, clap, clap with me. Simply because this is our livelihood, guys. I mean, anybody's livelihood. The thing that I'm upset about is, I call them keyboard ninjas. People on social media that type whatever the frick they want, and they don't care about what other people, how it's going to mess their livelihood or how it's going to mess with them. So they'll say whatever, they'll do whatever, and for them to get a little bit of fame. Now, I've seen cases like these before where the bride and groom will actually win, and that makes me mad. So this one, basically the photographer, who was, a good photographer, she said she did 75 to 100 weddings a year, which is a lot. And the year that, this was October 2014, she said 2015 she only booked 2 weddings. Which is crazy, right? Because basically it's your most important day of the year for a lot of people, and they want to make sure that this booking's right. But if you have somebody who has a high social media persuasion to go out and just constantly kill you, then it's just not good. So yeah, so even reading about this, I mean, I kind of went and researched the couple a little bit. One's a blogger. They are the Moldovans, Moldovans. And ultimately, it became this thing that shouldn't have become this. It became something where they could have talked about it, figured it out, and made it happen. But I have a feeling that since she's a blogger, since the bride is all about getting fame and notoriety, that the first opportunity she saw, she went to the news. I mean, like, if I have a discrepancy, what's the word? If I have an issue where I can't figure it out, then I would for show make sure that I tweet it. I do something like that. I'm not going to the news. Ooh, this spit thing works. I'm not going to go to the news to make sure that something happens. So what do you guys think? I mean, oh my God, like, I'm glad. If you go to Instagram page or the Twitter page or Facebook of the wife, the bride, she says nothing about it. I actually think her posts are paid for. Like a company, you can pay for them to just go on your behalf and do whatever. But oh my God, it's freaking scary, man. I'm so done with it. Discrepancy. Yeah, there's no M, huh? I was saying discrepancy. Discrumptious. Couple loses fight against wedding photographer ordered to pay $1 million. So the Moldovans sympathizers descended on photographer Andrea Polito's review pages, calling her a scam artist or worse. Her reputation was ruined, her business dried up, and she closed her studio. Then she went and sued them. And yeah, I'm so happy she won, man. I mean, it's like, this is a big freaking punch in the face to them. I mean, somebody that works for social media, on social media all the time, able to go in and just trash a business over $125 because whether she wanted fame or she thought she was right or whatever. I mean, there's ways to freaking go about it. It's frustrating and it's sickening and oh, I hate it. All right, so while you guys are watching me edit here, I'm just playing with a couple different film presets that I got from Visco. And it's actually hard for me to find one that I like as I'm going through this because, I don't want anything too crazy. But once you kind of get the filter that you want, then you start changing the colors of things. So I'm going to bring this down a little. I'm going to bring it. No, that looks like shoot balls in your face. All right, there we go. We're going to soften this up. So I'm going to warm it up just a little bit. We're just going to get the color right. We're going to bring in a little bit of reds. Bring that down. All right, we're going to vignette it just a little bit. And if you guys are watching, I'm doing everything via the palette right now. And it's all customizable. I set everything. Is that the portrait? Is that, yeah, I don't know. I have. I think photographers won't ever be the same with the whole ordeal. I'm glad. So Joseph, the key to this that I honestly keep going back to when I was going through some things on social media was contracts. Stick to the contracts, and that's ultimately why the photographer won on this. Andrea won on this because of her contract. Basically, this was a contract. This is what happened. They lost a defamation because they were saying something that was untrue, whether or not they thought it was untrue or not in the contract. That's what she got. Andrea was being nice by giving them the extra stuff, and maybe she'll change her contract now so she doesn't have to deal with it anymore. But crap, I mean, she's been out for 3 years. She won $1 million. Whether she gets that or not, we don't know. Yeah. It's not even just a blog post, Pat. It's like the whole battering of it, just talking about it. I'm sure getting their homies to say something about it too. All right, so we're going to do this. I want to up some contrast here. So all these little tools that you guys see on the side come with this. So you can kind of just play And instead of using the keys to the right, instead of using all these, you use all these. So I'm going to up the fade a little because that's actually what I care about the most. Good. The fade is that soft, filmy look. That feels too... There we go. And then we took the grain down all the way, and we're going to actually... Let's fade some highlights here. Nope. Nope. We're going to go undo, undo. Okay. Better. All right, I want that little soft highlight glow. So I'm doing a really dated edit on these. And what that means is that the edit that I'm doing is based off the time right now. So when you look at these photos in 10 years from now, they're probably going to look dated, as if they were done right around this time. Pat, depending on where you are in your career, there's actually a lot of online contracts that you can find. But one place to kind of check always is a company called PPA, Professional Photographers Association, I think it's called. And they give you a cool magazine every month. Oh, that says Nevada. They give you a cool magazine every month. And anyways, on here, on ppa.com, it's $27 a month. It actually gives you insurance, and it actually gives you tons of resources on contracts, model releases, how to break a contract, what to send if somebody is breaking a contract, and so forth. So I would look at ppa.com. So guys, again, we're batch editing these. I'm just going to take a little peek and see how these look. And I kind of like this little filmy vintage edit. Remember, I didn't change my lighting at all. So my batch edit is going to be pretty easy on this because the softbox was the same, my shutter was the same, my f-stop, my ISO, everything was the same. So theoretically, if I don't move too much stuff or keep the light the same distance, the light should be the same per picture. And I'm creating a series of images within this one. So I don't want this to be like, you know, a preset and this a totally different preset. I want it to tell a story so that when people are looking through these, it's easier for them to see. But see what that high speed sync's doing is kind of just pulling this really cool color. So notice this, the light changed right here. It changed. I only got one shot of her up here, which is totally fine. This was about 10 minutes before school started. So we just had to make sure that we got the shots that we need. This is our front porch. This is my dodo. My little doughy. It's weird, right? We buy expensive cameras to make them look like old cameras. Film, film, film. Everybody loves film these days. I don't do much film editing in my work just because of that reason, but I think it's cool every once in a while, especially personal projects to kind of play with. That's Rai. She's in 3rd grade now. Somebody's here. So even though I'm going all the way to the end, you can kind of tell that color changed at the end. We're going to do that later. That was just some in-class stuff, so I just brought the camera to bring it. So guys, if you're tuning in, go ahead and Google "photographer wins millions," and you'll guys kind of see this post where a photographer won $1.08 million against a couple who slammed her and killed her on social media. She won. What do you guys think about that? What? Dry cleaning?
Look at all these shirts.
That's why I don't have any shirts. How long have they been there?
Like, just a week.
Cool. Let's bring this down a little, guys. So what's happening here is the sun's actually moving. So I was trying to adjust my light as fast as I could, and I think I put the softbox too close. So we had to pull it all down from the other ones. These ones are kind of my favorites right here. Look at these sassies. right? Check that out. Freaking weirdos. Oh, guys, if you guys aren't using strobes in your work and you're a photographer, use strobes, please. Like, come on, play a little bit. Let's get away from that. I'm a natural light photographer. Photography is light, no matter if it's natural or you bring it or whatever. It's light. And so many creative possibilities being able to use a flash. I don't like that anymore. Alright, so we have obviously tungsten school light, so we're just going to bring down, keep the film look going here. Just pushing it. Just sound like Bob Ross. Just a little tree right here. Just a little tree. Thanks, man. I like these photos. When shooting these, we're using manual or TTL. Pat, in my whole life ever, for always of everything, I'm always using manual. Not that TTL's bad, I'm just faster at manual. Ooh, God, that light was hard in there. You see the difference in lights that they have right here? Like up here, they always use a tungsten light. Here's like daylight, and then you have this light coming in. So that'll probably be black and white in a little bit. But these are personal, so we get to play with it a little. I do love high-speed sync as well. I love it, and I think it can be overused, but I do love it, and I think the technology is getting better. And it's definitely helping us Canon and Nikon shooters, although Sony literally has it built in right away, because you can go to like 8,000 shutter on anything, and there's no actual shutter. All right, so again, we're gonna hit our X babies. We're gonna go back, we're gonna delete that X baby out of there, because there's only one. And then I'm just going to pick a few images within this set that I want to turn into a black and white. Now, since I did film in color, I'm going to do film in black and white as well. That's what's getting me clients is the high. Yeah. So Joseph, that's the key, man. It's like if you do it well. And oh, by the way, I know you're watching. I know you sent me a couple times. I did get your Flickr email. I'm gonna actually do a critique on that in the next few days. I'm just trying to set that up when I have a little bit less editing, so I can actually just talk through it. But with that being said, yeah, I mean, if you have a niche or something that you're really good at that you can make work for yourself, do that. High-speed sync is kind of, I think, where it is for a lot of photographers. They get a cool new flash. They're trying to figure out, you know, oh, this looks different, but cool. And that's what kind of clients go. They're like, oh my God, I don't know why I love that, but I love that. And I think that's how high-speed sync works, because they can't comprehend how it's done. They just come in and they go, balls, that looks freaking awesome sauce. Give me one. Oh, Ryan's eyes are closer. That's fine. That's fine. Where's this? Hey, I thought I deleted you. This one's black and white. Great. So I'm going to 1-star those babies. I still got to get high-speed sync flash. I keep a speed ring. I keep on spending, Pat, my money on food, video games, and a bunch of other nerd stuff. Yeah, man, you got to eat, dude. But if you want to do high-speed sync, the cheapest way I would look into it is the Yongnuo system, and I know you know about that. But the Yongnuo flashes, a 600 RT, whatever, that mimics the Canon. The Canon ones are $600. The Yongnuos are $100. One of those and one trigger, and your high-speed sync away. You can do it, man. I have faith in you. I've got the faith in you, girl, girl. All right, so we're going to go here. We're going to develop. We're going to go, let's find a cool black and white set that we like. I have one that actually I've created, but I want to play with these a little bit more and see what they kind of do here. So guys, I like high contrast images, if you didn't know. High contrast images are my bag, on my thing. We're going to take this grain out. We're going to add a little vignetting to the side here with the palette. So if you guys kind of see my hands rocking here on the palette, just chilling. I have two little turny things that turn into palettes. The way my desk is, this actually goes under, so I don't know if you can tell. Does that need to be bigger? Let me know if that screen needs to be bigger. If it does, it might take away from the actual screen, but I can make it bigger. Oh, newer flash, $75. Yeah, I mean, I have the Yongnuo, so I know that personally. But like the newer, God, there's another company. But yeah, and you know, if it breaks, you can replace it for cheap, fix it, whatever you want to do. Godox transmitters are cool too, and Godox actually makes what I use, the interface system. Godox makes flashes like mine. They're a little more expensive, so it depends on where you're at. Yeah. Yeah, Pat, look into those. Amazon it. Try it. If it doesn't work, send it back, man. That's the rule. That's why Amazon's so beautiful, right? We're just going to up this contrast just a touch here. You know what? I actually want a clarity. I want to pop it a little bit. Give me that pop, girl. 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 Okay, cool. Left of my laptop. Oh, this is an iPad right here. This is my keyboard. To the left is the palette. This is the left. Unless you're looking on... And this is the Wacom tablet. So we have a pen Wacom tablet, so I can actually draw on here. So you'll see me kind of move my screen around here. I can go in and, like say I wanted, this is a medium. So I'm not sure which one, but I can go in here and leave my hand on here and actually draw on it rather than use a, right? But, you know, let's just bring that down a little bit. Takes probably a week of getting used to before. And then this palette thing is awesome. Each button is controlled within Lightroom. You can actually do it for all their different software. You can do it for, I think this will show me here, Lightroom, Photoshop, Premiere, Effects, all of these. Ooh, even Spotify. And basically, instead of using the controls on your computer, you use the controls of here to do whatever. So you can create different profiles with one system. So I can turn this around. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I have like 16 pieces to this. You can do it with like 2 pieces, 1 piece, whatever. But it's super cool. Highly recommend it. Palettegear.com. You got to check them out, man. They're bejesusly awesome. I'm going to sync this just in case I've changed anything. And we're just going to adjust the exposure now. That's the beauty with black and white. You just go in and just play with the exposure to taste. Gangsta. Baby gangsta. All right, so this is better for black and white because of all the mix of colors. Cool. So that's done. So we're going to take this out, and this whole thing's done. So I'm going to export this in a little bit because when I export, my computer goes slow. So I don't want to do that yet. Make sure I can keep you guys hanging with me here. So those are done. Now we're going to go back to our unedited client images, and I'm going to start from the top. Yeah, get the palette thing, man. Check it out. Palettegear.com. Check it. Awesome. I need to get the palette thing. I'm pretty sure I can get away with using just a high-speed sync speed light. I gotta be closer to subject and blast the thing. Yeah, Pat, that's the issue, because when you're using high-speed sync, I honestly recommend getting 2 and then getting some softbox that holds 2. It'll work a little bit better. But if you are using high-speed sync with 1 flash, instead of worrying about being too bright, shoot it in a very dark area so you kill the ambient light. So it's a lot easier to use it at half power or quarter power in the evening than use it at full power during the day. And that's good practice. And then once you start to get it, you can add more flash and power. So I use, you know, big lights. Yeah, and it's all dependent on the ambient and how much of the subject you want to light. But even, you know, even with the pictures of the girls, I was super close to them, or the softbox was at least. All right, guys, so we're going to go through this culling process, which takes me like an hour or so. So we're going to kind of start this. and just go through. And I've already done the base cull on this wedding, which was a first cull before I did my sneak peek. So right now I'm just gonna start going through and removing any duplicates that I see, or ones that I'm just like, what the frick did I do with my life? So this should be easier and quicker for me. And with the palette, it just makes it fun, yeah? All the fun. This was up at Squaw Creek, at Plump Jack. Super, super awesome wedding. So guys, we're here again. So those of you that are watching, hanging out with us, the subject for the day, if you see in the title, is how did $125 cost a couple millions of dollars? So there was an article that was just posted, updating from a case that happened in October 2014, where a couple who hired a photographer were upset because they felt like the photographer was scamming them, because she didn't allow them to have a cover photo on their album. There is an option for that, but the option for that would be $125 to add a cover photo, and that was in the contract. It was done, it was set, but the couple didn't like that because they already spent X amount of dollars and felt like it should just come with. So that was October 2014. What the couple did was they defamed, went on social media, and completely bashed the photographer so much that she had to close her business. The couple were actual bloggers and very familiar with internets and webs and stuff like that. So not cool. Not cool at all. So the photographer sued for defamation, and won $1.08 million, which is freaking fantastic. The thing is like the photographer actually sent the couple an email 2 days before, and I'm pretty sure they got it, because if they're on the computer all the time, they got it, stating that she was just going to give them that cover photo to be kind of rid of them. Oh God, hopefully there's nothing weird on here, guys. Okay. To be rid of them. And so they could care less. They went to the news and went on the news and killed her business. But she won in the end. And those bloggers are blogging for money. What do you guys think of that? What do you think of that? These are super cute. This was a fun wedding. This was a Wednesday wedding. Up at Plump Jack. There's no air conditioning in that room, by the way, and it was hot, but it was a little cloudy. It ended up, which we didn't know, raining like a whole bunches. And you'll kind of see it to the point where like we were all running inside, reception had to move inside, everybody was soaked and wet. And we got just enough break at the end of the night to do some sunsetty photos. Our little candidates getting into the ceremony here, just removing duplicates, anything they may have missed the first time through. My goal is to deliver a lot of wedding images because it's digital and I don't care what people say about delivering a certain amount. So guys, I'm going to live stream for about an hour, so we have a good 20 minutes left on this before I let you guys go, and I might be back later tonight. I actually don't have any shoots today, but we're going to go pick up the girls in a little bit from their first day back at school. Oh, this light is so hard. I mean, with the tents and everything, just have to expose from the middle. Just do your best. Make it happen. Tonight, da-da, nothing in the world's gonna take it down. It's the best around. Cute. Here comes the bride, all dressed in white. Yeah, I mean, most bloggers are kind of cool about it. They know, you know, but like, Actually, the hardest people to book, to be honest, are moms themselves and like lawyers. Those lawyers will, I'm always afraid to give my contract to a lawyer, even though my contract has been prepped and viewed and done by a professional lawyer, a lawyer himself. So I'm pretty secure with my contract. But Jesus, I mean, they'll come back with it all red and marked and be like, hey, we need to take this out. What does this mean? We don't agree to this, but and just it's too much. And it doesn't sound like this couple actually did, like, I don't know, man. I don't know how these couple work, but I feel bad for them. I feel bad that they're losing all this money because they wanted to have a little bit of fame and whatever, right? Suck a toe, bro. There's a main picture that uses for this Channel 5 thing, that when they were on the news like a couple years ago, and they're so smug, they're like smiling and like, we're gonna win this. Well, they're not gonna win this. Losers. You're the best around. Nothing in the world's gonna take you down. It's the best around. Pat, I don't know if you remember, I did a wedding in the snow. The bride had like a pink and black dress on. It's on my portfolio. It's kind of everywhere. The bride is actually a lawyer, and she was amazing, is amazing. It just depends on the person, man. I mean, I've noticed that once I hit a certain rate, once I got over the like $2,500 rate for what I charge as a photographer, my clients, not that they became cooler, but the type of clientele that I was bringing in were less about like, here's what I need and what I want, and more of, dude, we hired you for like $3,500. Do what you do. That's why we're hiring you. We don't want to deal with it. And not that my clients below that were bad people or anything. I had some amazing people that I still shoot today. But some of them, my first year when I started shooting weddings, I hated it because I got all these clients that, I would be like $800 to $1,000, and they would contact me and I would book them, and they would then go, hey, I know our wedding's coming up. Can you please look at this website and this website and this website of like local photographers, right? That were charging a lot more than me. And they would be like, yeah, we need you to shoot like them at our wedding. Can you do that? And I said, well, I don't know if I can because that's not my style. And honestly, I was nervous at the time because it wasn't what I was doing, right? I mean, it was a totally different style, and I didn't know if I could pull it off. Some had flash, some didn't. I didn't know much about it. And so I asked one client, I was like, well, why don't you just book them? And their answer was, well, they're $4,000 and you are $800. So, then it didn't become anything about JeramieLu photography. It became about, hey, I got this photographer for $800. He better do a good job. And that sucked balls. That was like freaking, oh, that was so stupid. It makes me mad to think about. So from this day on, I kind of vowed never to get booked based off pricing. So I hate haggling my rate. I typically never do it. There are some cases where I will, depending on the shoot, depending on the style, and really if they have a good story, if they have something where it's not like they're trying to cheat me out of money, but rather maybe they just can't afford it, or maybe something's going on, I'm happy to help people out. But oh my God, those first few, Becky, not cool. Yeah, Joseph, I agree. I concur. This girl, this was funny. This girl right here is half black. It was funny. She came up to me during the wedding and was like, she's like, there's no ethnic people here. And I'm like, I'm the ethnic. And she's like, yeah, besides us. And she said us, and I kind of looked at her. I'm like, what? Like, what are you? And then she's like, I'm half black. And I'm like, no. And then I kind of looked at her face a little bit more. And yeah, I mean, I could see it. But it's definitely not the first thing I saw. And I think some people do that with me every once in a while where I'm like, I'm half Asian. They're like, what? Or I'm Asian. They're like, what? And I'm like, half. They're like, oh, that makes more sense. Oh, what do you guys, I mean, can you see this? That my little screen right here? I mean, can you see all this? Does this work? Or does it need to be bigger? I just don't want to make it too big because I don't want to take away from my pretty face. And I also don't want to cover too much of the screen. Oh, look, I'm shooting through things. Dad's dancing. So they didn't have any actual dances set up. This wedding was very, I don't want to say low key, but it was low key, right? It was very like, hey, we just want to have a good time. We want to be dressed up. We want people to play. And that's what we did. So, you know, this dance was very impromptu. Didn't expect it. So I was just prepared there. It was natural light all day. I mean, it was nice and easy as far as way of shooting. You know, my job was just to walk around and mingle with people. If you're a photographer that doesn't like to talk to people, this wedding would have sucked for you because you cannot be in the background waiting for people to be your friend and be your homie. Thanks, buddy. Photography is just my hobby. I would like to make it a part-time business. No rush right now. Yeah, Pat, you're super young, man. You have plenty of time. Right now, what I suggest is just honing your skills, just doing really cool, epic shots for yourself that kind of get to wow people. And then if you want to build a business later, build a business. But if somebody wants to hire you for something or buy a print or whatever, sell it to them. What I also want you to think about is if somebody does hire you, instead of hiring for like money, why don't you hire for gear? So like, you know, I sure you have a gear list. Basically, if somebody says, hey, will you take my picture? And, you know, be like, hey, I don't charge, but I really want to buy this new like nifty 50. It costs $150. Or I want to buy this new like newer flash or young newer flash. It's like $100. That's how I would start charging it. That way you can build a little part-time business. You don't have to worry about a business license per se. And then kind of just go from there. Shooting rings on a cupcake. Shooting rings on a cupcake, girl. I don't remember what this was. So I always put the groom's ring in his drink. And then I hand him his drink. And he has to drink it all to get his ring. So far, nobody's drank their ring. But you never know. So if you guys notice, I don't know if you can tell. Maybe it's just because I took the picture. But all the kids are now in the pool. But it's starting to rain. It's getting gloomier and gloomier. So my exposure, I'm not actually changing my exposure. The outside world is actually just changing. Magic. So everybody's just happy eating outside. Loving them some cupcakes now. Just hanging out. Thinking of Jesus. You're the best around. Some dancing happening here. This is cute. So the groom of this is freaking awesome, man. But when I first met with them, he had a lot of concerns because of a prior experience with photography. Look at everything's starting to get wet here, so rain's starting to come down. With the prior experience with another photographer, he was just very iffy about photography in general. It's starting to rain. And so meetings kind of came up to it. We kind of just started, look at this rain, guys. I mean, like, look at how wet it got right there. There's my assistant back there, Janae, in the back. So he had a bad experience with a photographer, and my job wasn't really to make him feel more comfortable with photography, but just kind of let him understand that this is kind of how things are done now. And but the funny thing was, as the bride came up to me during the wedding and said, you know, and I kind of joked with her and I said, usually it's the people that tell me they hate photography the most that end up being like the biggest heroes for me. And she's like, we'll see. And he ended up being that guy. He ended up being like, he would come up to me and be like, hey, get a picture of this. Oh, can I get a picture doing this? And which was awesome. And I loved it. So it worked out. And I hope to have changed his mind a little bit about how we do things as photographers now, how wedding photographers are not at the bottom tier of the photography pool. You know, stuff like that. Hey, that's me. Oh my God, that's me. The fire's out. The fire is out. The fire was out maybe about 2 hours after. It went north of us. It started literally by my house and went north of us. So look at this shot, huh? I don't know if I'm keeping this or not. I don't think I'm keeping these. Yeah, let's just trash them. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's happening there. And folks, that is it for that wedding. Since I have a little bit extra time, let's go into Michelle's wedding here. This is at the Tannenbaum in the No Town. That's Reno. All right, hold up. Let me just check this real quick. I have to... Around... I have a dispute on my card. I gotta call him back. So one of my buddies got his camera stolen, and I think I may have found it accidentally on social media. But I don't see it. I don't know where she sent it. She sent it to me. My favorite reason of why people don't like photography is because a picture takes my soul away. Yeah. Freaking weird people, man. I gotta tell you. People are weird, girl. Cool. Okay. I gotta call them back. Oh, I gotta call people back all the days, every day. Guys, I'll be streaming for another, let's say, 8 minutes or so, and I'm gonna let you guys go for a little bit. Go do your photography thing. But is there anything, anybody have any questions or anything before we do this? Again, the topic of today was the couple that sued or defamed a photographer. They didn't sue her for over $125 cover that the photographer threw in for free anyways. And then the couple ended up suing the photographer. All right, the photographer ended up suing the couple. Sorry. And won $1.08 million. Which is frick yeah, Becky, right? That's freaking awesome sauce. Pat, you should always have your gear insured. PPA does help with that, but you also want to get some, like, if you have a lot of stuff, get your business insurance through like whoever you get your like car insurance or house insurance or whatever through. Get some extra protection on there just in case, and if something does happen. I think PPA does have equipment coverage, but I think the one that I have is more for like a lawsuit. Like if somebody sued me, it covers me for a certain amount of money that they'll help pay for, and then anything extra, I have my other insurance to kind of pay with it. So I theoretically have 2 insurances. But any insurance is better than no insurance, man, and it's actually fairly cheap. Look at this stud muffin and this green, huh? I love different things, man. You can really tell like what he's into. Like he's like a Pat to me. You guys would be homies, Pat. You're the best. around. Nothing in the world's gonna take me down. Pat, no one's tried to defame me, like, to my face. Yeah, I mean, you know, we have people that talk crap all the time, and if you ever question them about it, they deny it or whatever. So I was put on the dirty. If you saw that thing, I was just put on the rip-off report a few days ago, but then the only reason I knew about that was somebody from the rip-off report sent me an email saying, hey, you're on the rip-off report. If you want to get this off, it'll be $2,000, and we'll pull it off for you, and blah, blah, blah. So it's, I mean, they put it on themselves, obviously. But nobody's really tried to defame. That's kind of the thing with, you know, I spend my time doing community over competition, making sure that everybody is building and polite and cool and not doing the same thing. You know, we're all still in competition, but a healthy competition. And it's okay to refer each other out. It's okay to lose a client to another person. It's not the photographer's fault. It's just the client wants somebody else. Green is a good color, man. He made that jacket himself. He bought a white one and dyed it green. I kept calling the redheaded girl Merida throughout the day because, well, reasons. Look at that chubby monkey. Getting that dress on, girl. Get that dress on, girl. It's like giving birth. Oh, man. Awesome, guys. We're about done for the day. Thanks so much. I'll try to give you guys an hour or two notice next time I stream. I have a couple videos I'm uploading as well. If there's anything you want to see, let me know. And I might do a video based off of the wedding photographer as well who got defamed and kind of talk about that all over again. But I think that'd be a cool video to kind of chat about. All right, guys, I'm out. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thanks for hanging. I'll see you guys later.